Every year, hundreds of dogs are put down every day in euthanasia shelters. This is a needless thing. This is actually a terrible thing. When so many dogs, this is Lucy, by the way. Oh no. This sweet, sweet girl was adopted last year in November, and she's changed my friend's life. Just changed her life.
Completely.
She's an emotional support animal, and through everything, she's been there. Lucy's been there. Not because she was hundreds of dollars and a specific breed with a specific breeder, because none of that stuff matters. None of it. It's all about the love and the amount of love that someone is willing to give. And, you know, do I think it's necessarily bad to buy a dog? No. Lots of my friends buy dogs, and lots of my friends have dogs that they really wanted a poodle, or they really need a hypoallergenic dog. But there are so many breeds in shelters, and you really have to give them a chance. You know, Lucy is how old?
Lucy is 10.
Lucy is 10 years old.
She is a pit bull beagle mix, and she has one tooth.
Yeah, so she's a special needs dog.
Yes,
basically she's a special needs dog. And that just means that she has so much love to give. We actually think that she was a bait dog at one point because of the little scars on her face and on her chest. She's the sweetest little girl, though. She's the sweetest little girl.
And she was free.
Yeah, and she was free. And she was free. What's the point of spending $1,000 on this little poodle when you know that that dog's gonna get a home no matter what? But this dog was 10 years old with one tooth, had scars all over her face. And the sad thing is that not a lot of people want that responsibility of an older dog that has maybe some issues. And
a lot of trauma built with that.
A lot of trauma.
For the first year we had her, she wouldn't go outside in the dark. She was very, very quiet, and now she's a very, very talkative baby girl.
And you got to see her heal. And
Exactly.
she also healed with you.
Yes, we helped heal each other.
Absolutely. And I don't think that, you know, bought dogs can't do that, but it's a definite bond between a dog when she knows that you saved her. She knows you saved her.
We're both going through our own thing, but we lean on each other for the right reasons.
You saved each other.
Exactly.
Exactly. And, you know, dog is a man's best friend. Genuinely.
And a woman's best friend.
And a woman's best friend. And I really do think that people need dogs. People need that unconditional love.
Agreed.
People need, you know, love in their life that they know isn't going to leave them and isn't going to go anywhere. You know, Lucy is just so full of love, so full of life.
Never tries to run away.
Never tries to run away. She's been on the streets.
She's tried to run away from her past owners for a reason. But
absolutely.
We can leave the door open. She won't even try to leave.
Absolutely. Because she knows where she's home.
This is her home.
This is her home. And, you know, through all the trauma that little Lucy has gone through, you know, little Lucy.
She has a big smile.
She has a big smile, and she's an emotional support animal. And I think that that's something that's so special. And, you know, I don't think that through buying a dog, you really get that connection with that animal like you do through adoption, because adoption really is saving a life, because you're not only saving the life of that animal in the shelter, but you're also saving the life of the next dog that can have a spot in that shelter. So you're actually saving 2 lives. When you buy a dog, you're not saving any lives. When you adopt a dog, you're actually saving 2.
True. I never looked at it like that. It's a really good point.
It's true, because, you know, a lot of dogs have to get euthanized because there's no more room in the shelters. And, you know, I don't think that anyone that works at a shelter wants to kill dogs. I don't think that anyone goes into that wanting to put down dogs, but it is kind of a necessary evil in order to save space. And, you know, Lucy, she's a 10-year-old dog. Not a lot of people go into adopting a dog saying, oh, I want an older dog. A lot of people say, oh, I want a puppy. I want this bright and shiny new thing.
The good thing about adopting an old dog, especially her, was that she didn't have a good start of her life, but at least I can make the last few years that she has extra special.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that kind of connection is so special.
Exactly.
And that kind of bond of you not only saved her life, she saved your life.
Exactly.
And that's something where I genuinely think that it's a tragedy that there are people that continue to breed dogs, that continue to make money off the reproduction of dogs when
completely agree with that. And honestly,
absolutely,
a lot of people just use dogs just to breed them. And
absolutely.
Because when we found Lucy, or when we adopted or got Lucy, she definitely looked like she had children, and she had a lot of weight on her, unhealthy weight.
Yeah.
Looked like she ate trash on the street.
Yeah.
And just wasn't healthy at all.
Absolutely. And my whole thing is that when you buy a dog from a breeder, you don't know what that home situation is like for that dog or that dog's parents. That you don't know if, oh, a person is breeding a dog over and over and over again, and then when they no longer are able to have puppies, if they're just thrown away. And that simple fact of even adopting a dog is a disservice to that dog. Well, even buying that dog is a disservice to that dog, because of the simple fact that you don't know where that dog's coming from, and you don't know what her life is. And just from the simple fact of, Lucy, come here, baby. You get to have this little smiley little girl, and just so full of love, so full of life. And she's 10 years old. Like, you can't buy a dog like this. You can't buy this kind of love. You can't. And my conclusion, really, is that you have to adopt a dog. Don't shop for a dog. You don't need a breed that bad. The best kind of breed is the dog in need,
and the
genuinely.
Best kind of bond you can have is the dog seeing you at the shelter and you picking her out, taking her home. And she definitely, I feel like a dog will look at you completely differently and just respect you a lot more.
Absolutely. And it's that kind of bond where she knows she's been saved. She knows that she's had a hard life, and you see the scars on her head and on her chest, and she might have been a bait dog. She might have been a breeding dog. We don't know. We don't know. But what matters now is that she's a part of the family.
Exactly.
And being a part of the family is the most important thing about having a dog, because dog is a man's best friend and the man's best family member. And that doesn't come with a price tag at all. So adopt, do not shop.